giving you an opportunity to get the full story from the people who tell it best. This is Mediacom News Leaders.
Hello everyone and welcome to Mediacom News Leaders. Thanks for watching. I'm Carol Kelly. Joining us today is the Public Information Officer for the Marion Police Department, Officer Tom Daubs. Tom, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So this is a new initiative. Today we're going to talk about the 100-day challenge. Talk about a little bit about that. Describe that.
Chief Joe McHale, our new police chief at the City of Marion, has a lot of ideas that he's unfolding and bringing out to the police department. One of them is the 100-day challenge, where officers within the city, the patrol uniformed officers that is, they will have 100 days beginning mid-May to the end of August to meet every business owner within the City of Marion and provide the different services that the police department offers for our business partners within the city.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What's the thought process behind that, and tell us how it works?
Well, initially, people think of Marion as a place to live. They don't necessarily always think of Marion as a place to work. We have a very thriving business community, and we want our business partners to know that we haven't forgot about them as the police department. Beginning in April, Chief McHale also started a new initiative where we are beat officer oriented. There's a beat structure where you're going to work a certain pocket within the city. Prior to that, the officers would work either the north side of town, the south side of town, or maybe a traffic car or a wild card, depending on staffing. With Chief McHale, one of his visions was to put an individual officer in select neighborhoods within the city. We partnered with the University of Iowa, and they came up with these 6 beat assignments, and then the officers for 6 months up to a year will be in that neighborhood. With that in mind, they divided the business communities into those regions, and then those individual officers are now going to reach out to their business partners, introduce themselves if there's a call for service, maybe it's a junked vehicle in their lot, maybe it's a counterfeit $20 bill, maybe it's a situation where they had to let an employee go and they have questions on what they can do to keep everyone safe in case that employee wasn't very fond of leaving earlier than they had planned. So in situations like this, the officer's going to meet with those business owners. They're going to drop off this folder and let them know some of the resources that the business community has within the City of Marion. From the Parks Department, the livability, the different school districts in town, both the Linn-Mar and Marion Independent School Districts, just things that we want them to be aware of. Finally, in this 10 to 15-minute visit, the officer is going to update the contact information that we have on file. So if there's a structure fire or some kind of emergency in the middle of the night, we want to make sure we're calling the right people in the right order for that business in case there is an event we need them to respond to.
Let's talk about the benefits of this program to the businesses specifically.
For them, it's great because they know that we're still thinking of them. We're going to be out there, talk to them. It gives the officers that chance to get out of the car, walk around, make themselves known, have those introductions so that the business owners, those stakeholders will know, okay, this is the officer I need to contact. When I call the police department, it's not the next officer up. It's going to be Officer Smith or Officer Jones or whoever that beat officer specifically designed for that residential or business neighborhood is going to be the officer responding. Tell
us a little bit, too, about how this is really just a general benefit to the community.
For the community, it's a great resource for them because, especially with the business partners, they're not thinking, boy, the police never stop by here, I don't see them. They're always doing traffic enforcement or responding to parking complaints within the residential neighborhood. No, we're including them as well. We want them to know that we are still here for them. If they have questions, they can reach out to us, and this is their officer, whether they want to do a presentation for some of their staff or some kind of crime prevention, this is the officer they're going to talk to. The officer that's assigned to that beat is going to be the one making the house call, so to speak, for that business.
And we should make note, this probably is great timing of this because of the fact that Marion's growing and there's so many new businesses in town.
Oh, and it's incredible how many businesses are coming to town now. We want them all to feel welcome and let them know they have a partner within the police department to help them make that transition into the City of Marion.
Is there anything that the community could do to help strengthen this program?
If they have a question, if the police officer hasn't come to their business yet, they can always reach out and say, hey, this is our business address, 123 Cupcake Street, although there is no Cupcake Streets in Marion. But regardless, they can reach out and say, hey, I understand there's a 100-day challenge. We haven't had our officer stop by yet. We're open from Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. If we could have an officer stop by, we'll make sure the boss is there, the owner as well, and they'll make that visit happen.
Daubs, if there was anything that people wanted to know a little bit more about, could they contact you?
Yes, they can always contact me. I'm the public information officer. I'm also the school resource officer, so I wear a lot of different hats, but I'm more than happy to direct people if they have questions where they can go to get their problem solved.
What a great part of the City of Marion. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Carol, thank you for having me.
This has been Mediacom News Leaders, your opportunity to get the full story from the most reliable sources exclusively on Mediacom News Leaders.